Hello and welcome to this lecture, and in this lecture we are going to learn how to create a simple message box in Python. So a message box is nothing but a simple pop-up which is going to appear on the screen, and it has certain options like OK, cancel and exit. So we are going to learn exactly how to do that in Python using Tkinter. So the first thing which you'll need to do is that you need to actually clean up the code. So make sure that your file only has this code right here. And one thing which you need to do here is that you need to import the message box from Tkinter. So you need to type in import Tkinter dot message box, and that is going to actually import message box for you. Now the next thing which you need to do is that once you have this message box with you, you need to go ahead and you need to print out some info on that message box, and that info is nothing but the title which should be present on your message box and the message itself. So you simply type in Tkinter dot message box dot show info. So show info is a function which will allow you to show the info. So to this we pass in the title as title, and let's say the message which it displays is like, this is awesome. So let's say this is the message displayed on the message box. So if you save the code now and if you run this, we actually got a pop-up. So this is the pop-up which we get, which says this is awesome, which is the message which we have displayed, and we also have the title on the top which says title. Now you could also modify this title as well as this message in the message box by simply replacing these two things right here. So when I click OK, as you could see, the message box disappears. Now let's go ahead and learn how to create a message box which is actually going to accept a response. So as we are going to accept a response, we need to have a variable to store that response. So we type in response over here equals, again create a message box by typing in Tkinter dot message box dot, and here instead of typing in show info, we type ask question, and that is basically going to ask you a question. So to this you need to pass in the question. So let this be the question 1, and let's say this thing says something like do you like coffee? So what we want to do is that if the response of this is equal to let's say yes, then in that case let's say we want to print out something like let's say here is coffee for you. So what this is going to do is that it is going to accept the response from the user, and if the response is yes, then it is going to print out the text as here is a coffee for you. So if you save the code and run this time we will get the first message box as this is awesome. When you click OK, you will get another message box which is going to ask you for a response. So the title of this is going to be question 1, and it is asking, do you like coffee? We should actually have a question mark over here. So if you click yes, as you could see, this thing says that here is a coffee for you. So this is how you could go ahead and create a simple message box in Python. So there could be two types of message boxes. So in the first message box, you have a plain message box with a title and a message, and you simply have to click OK. But on the other hand, to ask a question, you could go ahead and ask question and accept the response, which might be either yes or no, and depending upon that response, if the response is yes, you could actually execute certain line of code, and if the response is no, then also you could execute a certain line of code. So that's it for this lecture, and I hope you guys were able to understand how to create a message box in Python using Tkinter. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.